Next on this special edition of Northwest at 5, the very latest on the forest fire situation continuing across our region. There are still more than 100 wildfires burning, and the fire hazard is expected to rebound over the next few days. After the viral train video last week, a local union is moving ahead with an inquiry into railway operations in fire zones. We got a report on that. Meanwhile, First Nations chiefs are seeking a public inquiry into the province's response to the ongoing wildfires. A former firefighter says the government's decisions are impacting the efforts to combat these fires. The OPP is reminding the public that there are consequences to entering restricted fire areas. Some more relief is coming as showers and thunderstorms are forecasted for tomorrow, but where will they be? The special edition of Northwest at 5 starts now.
This is a special edition of Northwest at 5. Wildfire Chaos.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Talking Tom alongside Talking Ginger. We actually have an update on Talking Ben, but we'll save that for the end of the newscast. Let's get right to our special coverage. Here's the forest fire map for the entire province as supplied by the Ministry of Natural Resources. As of this afternoon, there are 145 active wildland fires in the Northwest region. Of those fires, 49 are not under control, 6 are being held, 8 are under control, and 82 are being observed. Although there have been large amounts of precipitation over the past several days, the fire hazard is starting to go up again. The potential for holdover lightning fires remains a concern, and the public is urged to exercise extreme caution. A representative with Teamsters Canada has confirmed that the union is moving forward with an inquiry into railway operations in active wildfire zones. Acadia Broadcasting's Jacob Henriksen-Willis has more.
Last week, a viral video showed railway workers in a rail car surrounded by flames.
This could potentially overtake us here. This is getting a little scary. Okay, y'all need to hurry up here. Like, seriously, we're encased in flames now.
CN later confirmed the workers were evacuated safely. The Teamsters Railway Union issued a statement praising the workers for their composure, while stressing they should never have been placed in that situation. The union says CN was aware of wildfire activity in the area and maintains that no shipment is worth a human life. The statement ended by claiming CN has become increasingly willing to compromise employee safety for the sake of operational efficiency. This inquiry is expected to take some time to complete. I'm Jake Willis.
The Anishinaabe Aski Nation is calling for the immediate removal of the current Ministry of Natural Resources Director. They are also calling for a public inquiry into this year's wildfire response. Collins First Nation Chief Helen Pavela says she returned to her community this week.
The videos, the pictures that are out there right now don't do it justice. It's horrible. It's awful. And those words are just, those words are not enough to explain what we saw.
A major concern raised by Nan is that when Premier Doug Ford visited the city last weekend, he did not meet with representatives from First Nations impacted by the wildfires. Nan accuses Ford of only focusing on mining and forestry concerns in the area. A former wildland firefighter is backing claims that Ontario was not well prepared for this year's fire season. Noah Friedman spent 10 years with the Ministry of Natural Resources, making 2025 his last. He says the government's decision to reduce the number of fire ranger crews over the years has impacted the MNR's ability to get to fires early on. The ministry had 200 crews at the ready several years ago before decisions were made to reduce it down to 150. This represents about 700 wildland firefighters depending on the crew size. Friedman says Ontario's wildfire strategy has long been based on getting to fires while they are small quickly.
When we have our normal number of crews and helicopters, 200 fire crews, we could hypothetically go attack 150 to 200 individual fires by themselves while they're small. We just didn't have those resources.
Friedman also questions the government's decision not to sign long-term contracts with private helicopter operators. He says those helicopters are vital in moving crews and equipment promptly to fires. The Ontario SPCA and Humane Society Northwest Animal Centre is helping keep families and their pets together by providing emergency support for animals displaced by the wildfires. Regional Director Shauna Bolio says they've freed up shelter space for emergency boarding.
Maybe you have too many pets that are to fit in a hotel room, or you just need emergency board. So that is a service that we are offering. We're offering emergency boarding for animals that have evacuated with their families.
Olio says emergency boarding, veterinary services, and supplies are provided at no cost for wildfire evacuees. Well, Ginger, we've got more storms in the forecast, is that right?
That is right, Tom, but only in the northern part of the region. Southern sections will see a lesser chance for activity. These storms are essential in helping wildfires, but they also pose a risk of sparking more fires with their lightning. And we have several chances for them throughout the outlook, so I'll have that and your full 7-day forecast coming up later.
Still ahead, the OPP is reminding the public about the consequences of entering restricted fire areas.
We'll have a look at other news headlines, including another administration report on Sunny Cove Camp and the Keewatin Patricia School Board's budget for the upcoming school year.
And later on, some good news on Talking Ben. Stay tuned, everyone. We're coming right back.
Due to the high to extreme fire hazard, increased wildland fire activity, and the current fire load, the Ministry of Natural Resources has declared a restricted fire zone for the Northwest Fire Region and parts of the Northeast Fire Region. The areas impacted are from the southwest border of the U.S., Manitoba and Ontario, north along the Manitoba border to southwest of the Echoing River, southeast to 40 kilometers northeast of the community of Kitchename-Kusib, east to 73 kilometers northwest of the community of Attawapiskat, south to 12 kilometers south of Highway 11, west to the northeast tip of Sandlink Lakes, south following Sandlink Creek to Northeast Bay on McKay Lake, following the eastern shore of McKay Lake to the Pick River, south along the Pick River to Lake Superior, Canada-US border. Outdoor fires are banned. For more details and a precise map of the restricted fire zone boundaries, visit the interactive fire map at ontario.ca/fire updates. Follow MNR on social media at ON Forest Fires.
Welcome back. KCATS has transformed its warehouse office at 670 Beaver Hall Place into a donation hub for all displaced fire evacuees in Thunder Bay. Thousands of donations have been received since evacuations first began. Volunteers have been organizing the steady inflow of donations, sorting clothing sizes, toys, playpens, and strollers made available to families in need. Donations can be picked up at the KCATS office and warehouse Monday to Friday from 9 until 5 p.m. Eastern Time.
Ontario Provincial Police are adding to the warnings about the need to stay away from areas of northwestern Ontario where Ministry of Natural Resources wildland firefighters are. The ministry has put in place implementation orders in some areas to restrict public access. This includes the closure of several forestry roads. OPP says failing to comply with those orders can lead to charges that can result in a fine of $880. Motorists also face the threat of an additional fine of $110 and free demerits if they are charged with failing to comply with the road closure signs.
Turning to other news now, and the Keewatin Patricia District School Board is projecting a deficit for the next school year. Overall, the public school board is looking at a budget of about $120 million. That's down $98,000 from last year, mostly because of a decline in enrollment. The KPDSB is predicting a drop of about 100 students in the next school year compared to this past year. It expected to go down 81 students at the elementary level and a drop of 19.5 in average daily enrollment at the secondary level. The school board is looking at a deficit of $621,000. Due to enrollment trends and student needs, the number of teachers will be decreased by 13.5 full-time equivalents.
The Northwest Innovation Center is getting almost $500,000 for a new food security program. The money is from FedNor and is part of a 3-year program called FEAST for short, or Food Enterprises Advancement and SME Transformation. Richard Jimel is the executive director of the Innovation Center and says they will be working with the 7 Generations Institute.
We'll be working with those clients in the kitchen space, but also helping support them from behind the scenes on business planning, financial planning. Maybe some of these folks are having a hard time finding the money, the resources to buy a piece of equipment. This program will allow you up to $5,000 in grant funding.
Up to 20 small and medium-sized enterprises across the region will have access to manufacturing space, a commercial kitchen, refrigerators, packing, and storage facilities through the partnership with 7 Gens. The idea is to create a regional food hub and increase food exports and business growth.
Some neighborhood residents are saying no to the proposed 27-story apartments on Arundel Street in Thunder Bay. At an open house this week, residents expressed concerns over traffic and safety, loss of green space, and walkability. City Director of Development Services Joel Deputer says feedback from the meeting will go to the developer of the project.
The developer is receiving feedback at this meeting to, potentially make adjustments to its site plan. The city has issued notice and will again be issuing notice relative to the public meeting and is requesting feedback in submissions that it can consider when preparing its report.
City Council approved surplusing the land back in April, but the actual sale is conditional on rezoning, he said. He adds that the decision to rezone the land from community to urban midrise will go before council on August 11th. Residents will have a chance to speak to council on whether they are or for against rezoning the land.
And now, the weather forecast, powered by Revco Home Improvement Center and Sigurdsson Construction.
Well, Ginger, we just can't catch a break from the storms.
Nope, not at all, Tom. They just keep coming back for more. These storms are posing a threat to start more wildfires in our region, and there will be more chances throughout the next several days. I should also mention that much of the area will be dealing with local smoke for tonight and tomorrow, so keep that in mind. Tonight, there is a slight chance of showers for much of the region, except in Thunder Bay. Areas around Kenora and Dryden might even see a few rumbles of thunder. Low temperatures will range from 13 to 16 in southern areas to 17 in northern areas. Tomorrow, the entire region will be under a chance for showers and thunderstorms. At this time, however, the best chances will be around Dryden, Kenora, and Thunder Bay. High temperatures will range from 25 to 28 degrees, with the humidity making it feel more like 28 to 33 degrees. Tomorrow night, the showers will continue in Kenora and Dryden, but other areas will be seeing mainly cloudy skies, with some clearing in Fort Francis and Nanticoke heading into and after midnight. Low temperatures will range from 14 to 20 degrees. Taking a look ahead, shower and thunderstorm chances pretty much dominate the outlook under mixes of sun and cloud, but Friday night, the entire region is under the gun for some activity. Temperatures will remain slightly above normal for the period, with highs in the upper 20s and lows in the mid-teens, and that's your forecast.
Another administration review is coming on Sunny Cove Camp. Fort Francis Town Council reversed the decision to sell the camp, supporting an original decision to fix it up. Councillor John McTaggart would like a further review of restrictions that aim to keep the camp open for the youth.
Can restrictions be waived for the town so that we can try to live by the requests and desires of the Kiwanis Club, but still do a development of some type in there that will make economic sense?
The committee overseeing the camp sale halted its work earlier this month, and there's no word that any formal offer was received.
Up next, the crime rate went up in Thunder Bay last year, but by how much? We'll explain.
And some good news regarding Talking Ben, all after the break. Thunder Bay's crime rate grew faster in 2025 than any other census metropolitan area in the nation. According to the annual Crime Severity Index report released today by Statistics Canada, Thunder Bay's crime rate grew by 18% from 2024 to 2025. However, while the overall number of crimes reported to police grew, Thunder Bay does not have the worst crime rate in the country. That dubious honor belongs to Chilliwack, British Columbia, with 11,455 incidents per 100,000 people. When it comes to the Crime Severity Index itself, Thunder Bay's rate jumped 3%, bucking the overall trend of decreasing numbers. The city's CSI total was 114.1, which is the fourth highest total in Canada. Thunder Bay did see improvement in its Violent Crime Severity Index, down 7.44% to 9.56 incidents per 100,000 people. But the city's Non-Violent Crime Severity Index skyrocketed, up 15.5% from 2024 at 82.72, the third straight year the figure has increased.
Kenora City Council is supporting calls to improve the Northern Health Travel Grant System. The All Nation Health Partners has been studying the program for the past 2.5 years using surveys. Councillor Lisa Moncrief says for patients in this region, travel for medical appointments is not discretionary, but essential.
Geography continues to shape access to care, and they're asking for an opportunity to reduce inequities, support timely access to medically necessary services.
City Council has passed a resolution of support that says reimbursement levels for the travel grant don't fully reflect travel costs.
And finally tonight, we do have some positive news regarding Talking Ben. He will be returning to our team once our other set upgrades are finished.
And after that, I will be switching back to my full-time role as webcaster, but I won't be going back to sports.
Yes, that role is now being handled by Talking Paul, who previously replaced Ginger's sports duties when he was solo anchor.
But anyways, that is all for now. Of course, we will have continuing coverage on the wildfires in northwestern Ontario over on our website. For now, though, thank you for watching. Good night.
This has been a presentation of Alpha 7 News Holdings.